Yeah, let's just maybe start like telling them who we are.
Yeah, well, my name is Tatiana, aka Tati. I'm from Colombia. We are right now in the Netherlands, by the way. I've been living in the Netherlands for 4 years. And we met like 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
I think longer, like 3 years ago. Yes.
And
So that's when we
didn't
met.
met.
Yeah, we
When
didn't
I-
become friends. Okay,
But
whoa.
did I even meet you? I don't think I ever saw you.
I was in your team like 2.5 years ago.
But
That's
not
when
when
we-
I started working.
No, because that's when I was in customer support only. I only was working 2 days a week.
Anyways.
Anyways.
So who are you?
Yeah, so I'm Esmee. I am Dutch. I am from the Netherlands. From the Netherlands?
From Netherlands.
From the Netherlands. No, I'm from the Netherlands. And yeah, where have I lived? I've mostly lived my whole life basically in the Netherlands. I just lived in Singapore for only 6 months during my studies. And honestly, I didn't expect to be here by now.
I know.
Because I always wanted to work abroad, like work and live abroad. But life happened and
Life
I'm still
happens.
here. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're still here. So, this podcast, we should talk about like what is it? Like, why did we like decide to do this? Because we talk about it like, oh, we should, when you're sitting with a friend and you're having a good talk, and then you decide you're like, we should make a podcast. This is a very interesting conversation. Well, that happened to us.
Yeah, we have that a lot.
So we both are like from completely different cultures, backgrounds, but for some reason we connected like very good. And it's like, how can, like, I grew up completely different than you. It's just completely different. And then how it's like now it's just like our lives are like so connected. Like how is that possible? And then we get a lot of talking about cultures, like just in everything, how I grew up, how I move everywhere. Like I live already in 3 different countries. So and also how that affect me. Like now I look back to friends from back home and then their lives are completely different than mine. And then how all that affect me. So we say, let's make a podcast about that.
Yeah, and how do we connect on that, Because you also don't really expect that a girl from Colombia and a girl from the Netherlands become best friends.
Yeah.
Like you never know how life's gonna go.
Yeah.
And I also think that, we are really in our 20s, so we're also figuring out how life works.
Not real.
And like trying to survive.
Trying to survive.
And we've also been through a lot already in the past 2 years together. And I also think that that's why we also got a bit of an interest in spirituality. And we connect on that as well.
Yeah. Because I grew, like, it also comes with like how we grew up and how our experience, and even being from different backgrounds and different upbringing, we have the same idea of beliefs, or like we also are very interested in like all the spiritual things. And like recently, like my grandpa passed away, and how did that affect me? And like the signs that I'm saying, you also have stories like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it all also comes like just literally where we come from, and we just like think that everybody can come from like a different place, and our souls were like meant to meet.
Yeah, but I think it's really true though. I think that's really true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I also think, like, for me, my cultural background is interesting. I think no, I'm kidding. No. But so I'm Dutch, but I don't really necessarily look Dutch. I also, partly not, but that's because my dad is half Surinamese and my mom is Dutch. So my dad is basically, let's say, half black and half white, and my mom is white, and so I'm really a mix of all of that. And I think that yeah, for example, my dad has been through a lot because he's half, he's only half black, half white. So when he was a kid and he was living in Suriname, he was not really accepted there because he was too white. Yeah, he was too white, and he had a white mom, so he was not really accepted there. And then he moved to the Netherlands when he was 12, and then the same happened because he was not really accepted, like, for being black, you know, and looking different than other people here. Yeah, so I don't know, I think that those are things that your parents go through and they just like give it to you.
Yeah,
give the trauma a little bit to you.
Pass on the trauma.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, it's different, obviously, because I have a white skin. But for me, what is really an important thing is my hair. Because, yeah, I have super curly hair. I have super curly hair, but yeah, my parents both didn't really know how to deal with it when I was a kid, for example. So sometimes, yeah, my mom would be like brushing through it and it would hurt. And also there was not really that much known about curly hair as it is now. Like now it's really a hype online.
Yeah, before it was like a shame. Like,
yeah,
if you have curly hair, everybody was like flatten it out. Like,
yeah,
it's straight.
Exactly. So I straightened my hair actually from the age of 12 until 19. 7 years I was like chemically putting stuff. No, I had to go to the hairdresser to put chemicals every 3 months. Like a perm. Yeah, exactly. Every 3 or 6 months, I don't remember. And then I always had to like wash my hair, of course, in the weekend, and then straighten it again. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible for you.
It was really bad. It was really bad.
Horrible.
Also, at the end of all those years of doing that, it looked so shitty. But yeah, I mean. At one point I was like, this is not me, you know? I think that's also when you turn 18 and you're like, okay, now I'm gonna be a real adult. You want to become yourself, I think. True. And so that's when I decided to just like let it all grow out. Also, I was going to university during that time. And then from when I was 19 onwards, I've just had curls and I needed to, figure out how to deal with them.
Yeah.
And how to accept myself.
Yeah, also. Like, don't be ashamed of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, again, I think there's at a point when you're like at the beginning of your 20s, 19s, when you realize that it's like, oh, I shouldn't be ashamed of my curls.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I had this friend in high school, she had also beautiful curls. And I always said to her, oh, your hair is beautiful.
Yeah.
And she will also straighten it like that. And I was like, but why did you do it? Your hair is beautiful. She's like, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's really, really
and then around when she like started university, around 2019 and all that, that's when she started like letting go, learn how to use it and all that. And then I was like, oh, like, yes, like finally. Yeah, I know it's beautiful. And I was like, oh, fine. I always told you it was beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why? Yeah. I think it's really cute.
Yeah, but I think it's also really a cultural thing because my aunt, for example, she also has like similar hair. But I know that in Suriname as well, where there's mainly black people, it was seen as like more status, like you are neat. I don't know how to say that. I'm Dutch. My English is not perfect. Like it's more sophisticated, let's say, to have straight hair. So she has straightened her hair her entire life.
Oh,
yeah, she still does because it's like ingrained. Yeah, and like brainwashed into you that you have to have straight hair to be
that's true.
Accepted and
to like I don't know, look more white. Like
this is really
like,
crazy.
No, it is like that. It
is still like that.
Even there when like me also being from South America, like I know we have like different kinds of people. Like it's mostly black people in South America. Like duh. I know I look white as fuck. Yes, but like I grew up with people. The different colors in my like in general in the country in general and I always like I see these like beautiful black ladies with like curly hair and I was like it's so pretty like I always thought that like I never crossed my mind that like that would be like it will make you less of a person
exactly
like I always thought it was beautiful but also like if somebody like my hair was always a mess for example like I was a swimmer all my life, so like my hair was the less of my priorities.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And it was like wavy and sometimes straight, never like super wavy or like that. And I always was jealous of like the people who had very curly hair or very straight hair, because I was in between. And I just like, can I have something like,
Can my hair
can I have choose, like why do I have to be in the middle? But it never crossed my mind that like, you know, that like hair was like so significant for certain people.
Yeah.
I kind of like didn't care that much at some point.
Yeah, but I also think like, yeah, for me specifically, it's like you have to take care of your hair. Of course, like you have to wash your hair and you have to be like clean.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of important.
That's the main thing.
So-
Well, yeah, me too, but like, you know, like if,
No, but I
if I
mean,
jump in the pool every single day,
yeah,
technically it was clean every day.
yeah, no, I know, but I mean like, yeah. So if you, whenever I had to wash my hair, you are like, you have to deal with it. There's no going around my hair.
No.
Like it takes hours to.
Yeah, I know.
So, but yeah.
But then it ends up cute. That's okay. I mean, I feel that right now because now, like I'm an adult, you know, I have my time.
Yeah.
Then I can like get, like I can do products, I have a mask, blah blah blah. But I feel I take a long time.
Mm.
You take it probably
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. It's just different, right? But
It's cute. I like it.
yeah, but you were swimming. Tell us, like, how did you get
How
here?
did I got here?
You are literally from Colombia. You live in the Netherlands. It's
I
the
know,
other
but
side
it's-
of the world.
It is. So I was born in Colombia, lived there until I was 18, and then I moved to the States. The way I moved was like I was a swimmer of my life, so I went to the States for a swimming scholarship, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do all my life. Like I knew swimming was gonna open doors for me, and I knew that was one opportunity.
Yeah.
Because this is really sad of like a thing, like I think Colombian mentality is that if you want to be successful and be something in life, you have to leave the country, which is really sad
Yeah, super
because
sad.
it's a beautiful country. It's gorgeous, the weather, the food, the people, but then to live there is just more complicated. And then I knew, and then from my family, they want me to leave.
Yeah.
And I never felt very Colombian. Like an example is like I always was struggling with people don't saying things like to your face in there, and I was always like the direct person, and like I'll be like, oh, they think I'm rude because I'm saying it what I think or what I say, and I'm like, but I'm just telling you, I'm not saying it in a mean way. I just tell you. Then I moved to the Netherlands.
You
and
ended
I-
up in the right place.
And then I found out people here are very direct, and then they tell you what they want directly. And I was like, oh my goodness, I found my people finally.
Yeah.
So in a way, I feel that I was never very connected with people there because I was never meant to be there.
Yeah.
But then I ended up going to the States first. So I studied there for 5 years. I did my university there, and which is an amazing experience in itself. That helped me also my English and just discover myself of like as myself. That was
Yeah.
the first time living by myself without my parents, and my parents, which I do love, they did protect me a lot. And then at some point when I left, I didn't know how to do anything, like nothing. Like I realized I probably knew how to cook maybe just rice. And I was like, how am I supposed to survive?
Yeah.
But then with helpful people and just, I don't know, the magic of the internet, I figured it out. And that's how like I discovered that like it was myself. Like I discovered who I am.
Yeah.
But then also living in the States, I also again, I was not feeling like I could be myself there, or like it just didn't feel right. And then if you are from the States, if you're not American, it's really hard for you to stay there. And I didn't really don't want to come back to Colombia. That's something I really
Yeah.
didn't
You
want
knew.
to do.
Yeah.
I knew that. And so then I was like, I don't know. And I decided, I was like, okay, maybe I should go to Europe. I've met a lot of European people and they were always my really good friends. So I was like, let me just go there. But it's like, how do I go? So I did a master's here in the Netherlands. I moved here in 2020, which was another experience by itself.
Yeah.
in the middle of the
Exactly.
pandemic.
Yeah.
And then, I studied. I did 1 year here, and then I was like, oh, I really like it here. I want to stay here. I really like the people. I like just the life in general here. And then I decided to stay. I found a job here. I found my friends. I found my people. And so far, I think this is a place when I just wanna stay.
Yeah.
Like it took me 3 tries to find a place when I feel like I could finally be myself, be who I am, like without, I don't know, judgment, I guess so. I think that also Latin people are very judging.
Yeah.
Yeah. I realized that like it you realize a lot of things when you leave. And then you're like, oh, that's kind of I don't know, like there people are very into the business of other people, like
Yeah. Okay.
and all that is like, oh, did you see her cut? She cut her hair, or like stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And I feel here people don't care. Nobody gives a shit. Kind of.
Yeah.
Everybody's
like,
their own.
Yeah.
Just
And-
like biking on their own. I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah, minding their own business.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess I always liked that, and then now I'm like, oh, I really, really, really like that. So, yeah, that's how I end up here. I mean, I do have like say like a completely different background just because I come from like Latin America, and in general that's just a different completely culture.
Yeah.
Like it's a terrible country, like just in general. One of the things that make me really wanna like move to the Netherlands is like my roommate in college, she's Dutch, and I came to visit her, and I was talking with her parents, and they were telling me how the Netherlands work and how like just random things. And one of the things her dad say was, oh, in the Netherlands when you get fired or you don't have a job, the government pays you.
Yeah, you are protected. There's a good
Yes.
social system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like, why you mean the government pays you when you don't have a job until you can find a job and you can
Yeah.
do your life? And he was like, oh yeah. Like he just talked about it like it was this normal thing.
Yeah.
Which it is very normal.
Yeah, and
here.
for people here, it is also super normal.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is amazing culture.
Yeah.
What?
I get
So
it.
then, yeah, that was something that he always stuck in my head. And then when I'm here and I'm living in here, and then like I have to live here and be an adult and get a salary and pay taxes, blah blah blah. Then I'm realizing I was like, okay, this is how it feels to live in a first world country.
Yeah.
And now I have first world country problems. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like oh my god, the window's not opening well. Like oh my god, the bridge was open today and I'm late. Oh.
Yeah.
Like all those little things that before I could have never even think like in Colombia a real big problem is actually making it like literally making it day by day.
Yeah.
And then here you have the security like the government, and I'm like what? Yeah, it's
just
big
difference.
Big difference.
Yeah.
But then I'm also very used to do this now.
Yeah.
Like now I don't see myself going back to Colombia because it's like if I go back I know how my life will be,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be I don't something that I would like. I'm like I have too many comforts in here. I don't want to give up.
Now you're used to these standards
Yes,
almost. Yeah.
kind of. Which is a little sucks, but then it also makes me like in a perspective of like I work hard and then I fight hard to be where I am right now.
Yeah.
And a biggest thing of course is like that my parents have the means to like get me out of the country. That's like literally the biggest and first step ever.
Yeah.
A lot of people in Colombia don't have the opportunity or
No,
they have
true.
the means to do that. So then I just took advantage of it, took it, and then make my life out of that.
Yeah.
And then that's how I got here.
Yeah.
I know.
Crazy. Really
I know,
crazy.
it's crazy. So,
Is- how does it feel to be so far away from your family? There must be a lot of like different facets of that.
yeah, I felt it sometimes. Like I also like I realized the next years will be 10 years since I left the country, and 10 years
That's
since
a
I've been
long
living
time.
by myself.
Yeah, true.
So then it's like now I'm used to do it.
yeah.
Like if I had my parents in here, let's say even in the same country, I don't even know what to do. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Like-
you could create that.
Yes, and exactly. It's like, well, if that will happen in the future, then I will figure it out. That's I think the mentality I go is like
Yeah.
I will just figure it out when that happens because
Yeah.
right now it's no problem. But I wouldn't know what to do and how to act. Be like, how often do you need to see your parents? Like, I see them once a year. And that's enough for me.
Yeah.
But like, it's because it's more complicated to see them. But then, it's like also, if they were even closer, I'm like, how appropriate it's like to see your parents? Like, if they were closer, like, do I have to go there every weekend? Every month? Do they think that I don't want them to see them? And if I wait a little longer? I don't know, because I never had that.
No, I get it. Yeah.
And it's so weird.
Yeah.
I know, it's super weird, but like, I mean, every time I go visit them, I try to take the most out of them, even though it's really complicated to like live with your parents again.
Yeah, yeah.
And also,
Yeah,
like,
that's-
again, they still like kind of living in the old life that I knew.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now I'm here, I have my life here, which is completely different.
Yeah.
So
of
it's
course.
also weird to like manage those differences.
Yeah. It always, like, I think that almost counts for everybody. If you have to stay for a longer time at your parents or with your parents again, it almost feels like you're a teenager again.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, you just immediately fall back into
The
those
toxicity of
patterns.
teenagers.
Yeah, really.
I know,
I think so.
It's so,
I
but
think
yeah,
that counts for everybody.
I think that's everybody.
And now for you, it's like when you go to see them, you have to live with them.
Yeah.
And it's also far away, so
yes.
you have to be there for a longer time. Like, you're not gonna go for a weekend.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
exactly. It's not like I can just go for a weekend and then escape. That's it, like 2 days
Yeah.
and escape. No, like when I go, I need to stay there. Like I usually stay maybe like 3 a month
Yeah.
to really like take advantage of like the time with them, because I'm very conscious that I don't spend time with them during the whole year.
Yeah.
So this is the moment, even though sometimes it takes a toll on me. my
Yeah.
mental health.
Your mental.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
good,
that's
right?
enough. That's good.
That's good.
We
Yeah.
did it! Yay! Yay! Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So what is the plan for the podcast?
What is the plan? You tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the plan is every week we're probably gonna have a topic in general.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about a culture or background, just like discussions, and then yeah,
Yeah. And then we wanna post every week,
hopefully.
hopefully. But we'll probably make like a first season, I think, and
Yeah.
then we'll see like a first batch, and then we'll see
Yeah.
to go for a second season or not. And maybe nice to explain the drinks.
Oh yeah, we have drinks. I've been
So-
like sipping on mine though.
Yeah, that's okay. So yeah, as you saw, our podcast is called Souls and Sips.
Yeah, I just realized it. We never mentioned.
We never mentioned a name. You're so stupid. Okay. Well, the podcast is called Souls and Sips. And why? Well, we did mention that like we are souls that connected.
Yeah.
Like we are souls from completely different parts of the world, but we connected, and now we are here
And we're
together on the couch in Amsterdam,
sipping in a couch in Amsterdam.
sipping some drinks.
Yeah, and that's literally what we do. If usually when we hang out, we're like literally
Literally
in
like
this
this.
couch with the blankets.
Yeah.
Sometimes with a drink, sometimes we don't have a drink, but we want to make it special this time, so we have drinks.
Exactly. But yeah, so right now we just started drinking juice, but
but
for the
because it's like noon.
exactly.
Because it's not, and we were drinking yesterday.
Yeah, so we are brak.
We're a little brag. Brag, by the way. Dutch word of the day, brag.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
is hangover.
Yeah, I mean to hang
Because
on.
I'm also learning Dutch. I'm trying to learn Dutch a little.
Yeah, so
But brag is a very important word.
it is important. It is
Brag.
important.
Which I just learned this year.
Yeah.
I don't know why you never told me brag.
Yeah, because I don't speak Dutch anymore. But also it's not. Yeah,
it's very important.
it's
Brag.
it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But usually we will have a really nice cocktail. We will explain what the cocktail has.
What we're
what it's
drinking.
made of. Sometimes
Yeah.
it will be made by my boyfriend Javier.
Which he also will be a topic later.
He will be a topic later.
Because he's from Cuba. He's closer to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And that also been affected. Like I also dated somebody that was outside of my culture, and that had an effect on me in the relationship. But that's a story for later.
Exactly.
Juicy. Juicy.
Very juicy.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I think that will be the end of the first episode.
That is the end of the first episode.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.